Ye accidentally forwarded that to a lawyer who then in the middle of the dinner apparently called Trump to say, hey, Karen Giorno's involved. This is a setup. You guys are being set up right now.
Oh, my God.
It was really just...
2024 candidate and former President Donald Trump hosted a dinner at Mar-A-Lago Tuesday with music mogul Kanye West, who has been denounced for his anti-Semitism. West brought along Nick Fuentes.
Yay. Let me bring up, since you guys want to get on this topic, the meeting with Trump. They're now using it against Trump. They're misrepresenting who Nick is. And I think that's...
Do you think the Valencia shit is bad? I think it's a little weird, but people get way too conspiracy minded. People are so stupid. Like, yeah, they are sex trafficking children. They want to show the whole world with covert cryptic messages. You're stuck in Call of Duty world, dude.
Along with this, it's very troubling. So tell us about the meeting and what really happened there.
Nick, you have the minutes on it.
That's right. So it's where to begin. Well, I want to set the record straight, first of all, because there was a big piece in NBC the other day written by Mark Caputo with a lot of lies about the dinner. And I don't know if people were misquoted or if bad quotes were given, but people are being led to believe that this was somehow a setup or an ambush to make the president look bad. That's not true. Ye loves Trump. I love Trump. We came to the dinner to have a discussion with him about him
being the vice president
race. Ye had a proposition for him. And so a lot of it was really put together in the last minute. I didn't even really know until I was at Mar-a-Lago whether or not we would be at the dinner. It was something that Ye and I discussed on the flight there and on the car ride over.
Karen Giorno worked on Trump's presidential campaign in Florida. She says Kanye's people called her and asked her to pick up the rapper, who now goes by the name Ye, at the airport.
I was requested to be the one to pick him up and bring him to Mar-a-Lago.
Did you know who all was going to be at the airport when you went to pick them up?
I was told it was Ye. There was a second phone call kind of halfway into my drive down to Miami that he would be arriving with two other people. Now,
she says she didn't know who Nick Fuentes was and drove them to Mar-a-Lago, where they were waved through the gates by security.
You can't get onto that property unless you are on a list and they know you're coming.
So I just want to get that cleared up straight away because I think Ye and I both believe that Trump is a great option. It really just comes down to Trump and Ye. And I want to say initially it was a very pleasant dinner.
The president was extraordinarily gracious and said to Ye, should we go to dinner? And that's when I stepped in and said, sir, to the president, sir, it is my understanding that you were supposed to have a private dinner and meeting with Ye. I'm happy to take these two gentlemen to the bar. He then said, I'm going to leave that up to Ye, and Ye said, no, I'd like everyone to join us for dinner.
Trump gave kind of the standard black voter pitch. He talked about the HBCUs, the opportunity zones, things like that. And then it turned out that Ye had accidentally sent a text message to a lawyer that both Trump and Ye share and forwarded him some intel that Karen gave to us about how we were going to handle the Trump meeting and how to read his body language and the kinds of things that maybe we should avoid or things we might want to say. And so before the dinner, Ye accidentally forwarded that to a lawyer who then in the middle of the dinner apparently called Trump to say, hey, Karen Giorno's involved. This is a setup. You guys are being set up right now.
Oh, my God.
It was really just based on a misunderstanding. And after that call, he...
Well, who's this lawyer?
Do you mind if I say the name?
Yes.
It's, yes, you mind? Or?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's Nick Gravante. So he was texting me.
I don't mind any names. I think that's the general. Just let him finish the entire story.
Right. So, because we pulled up in the car and Ye said, "Here, I'll forward you these notes." So he forwarded it to me, and I said, "Hey, I didn't get the text." And we kind of brushed it off, and we found out later he meant to send it to Nicholas Fuentes. He sent it to Nicholas Gravante on accident. So the dinner was actually very pleasant. It was very friendly. Ye picked out a song to play. He put on "Say You Will" off of 808s. And then Trump said, oh, I don't know, let's put on one of your hits. So he put on Stronger. It was very congenial. Well, then in the middle of the dinner, Trump gets this call because Nick Gravante apparently sent the text to one of Trump's guys or somebody. Somebody called Trump and said Karen is giving Ye intel because Karen worked for Trump. She ran the state of Florida during the Republican primary in 2016. And so he got the heads up. They thought it was some big ambush. So he gets off the phone and the tone totally flipped. And he starts telling Ye these stories about how some of his black constituents had betrayed him. He told the story about how he got A$AP Rocky out of jail. He told the story about how he got the NBA basketball players out of the Chinese jail. And the moral of the story was, if you go against me, if you're disloyal to me, I'll crush you. That was kind of the subtext of the stories from Trump. He said that Kim Kardashian, he said some nasty things about her because she endorsed Joe Biden after Trump released.
Oh my God.
What is it? Alice
Johnson.
Alice Johnson from prison. He commuted her sentence and then gave her a pardon. So he felt betrayed by that.
I do understand, and this has been reported, that the conversation got heated at some point.
It was really over the comments that the president made about Ye's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian.
What did he say?
Basically, not so nice words. And then Ye basically said, that's the mother of my children.
And then Ye made the proposition and said, hey, I'd like you to be my running mate in 2024. And Trump
I gave him the opportunity. I didn't say I would like him to. I said you have the opportunity.
Right, yes.
To be my running mate in 2024.
Yes. And,
would he wear a mask as well, though?
I think it would look cool.
I do think it looks cool. So he sat back and folded his arms and he kind of smirked and he sort of dismissed it. But then he got a little bit heated and he said, you can't win. You'll never win. Don't run. You can win at a lot of things, but you can't win at this. And then he turned to me and Karen and said, you guys are smart. I know you work for him, but don't lie to him. Tell him he can't win. And, you know, I love Trump and I love Ye. And so I'm looking at Trump. And then I'm looking at Ye and I'm looking at Trump and Ye, he's telling me.
West posted his own edited video about the dinner.
So Trump is really impressed with Nick Fuentes.
But Mr. Trump tried distancing himself, posting on social media that West called me to have dinner, expressed no anti-Semitism, and claimed I didn't know Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, so initially, we didn't publish anything about the dinner. It was rumored that Ye went to dinner with Trump. Then it was rumored that I was at the dinner because I walked through the airport in Miami. Then there was a statement from Jason Miller, who spoke as a representative for Trump, and he said, well, Nick Fuentes was not at the dinner. And it was only at that point, which was a lie, it was only at that point when we began to respond. And Ye said, he can't say that. Nick was at the dinner. That was a lie.
But, I mean, I actually like the speeches that Jason Miller wrote. He was just scared.
Who was scared? Trump?
No, I think Miller, thinking it was a setup, but I think that's what they thought. They thought, oh, this is a setup.
Now, let's talk about the difference of Trump's Truth Socials.
Yeah, so he put out 3 successive posts. There's 3 responses from Trump on Truth Social, and they just get more sort of erratic as the pressure grows. You know, the first one, he says, it was a very uneventful
What happened with
dinner.
Milo? Laura Loomer. I'm not sure. I'm speculating. Maybe that's not the case, but
needed advice, and so it just kept getting more and more sort of angry and erratic, and I think what Ye's getting at, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but Trump is surrounded by handlers. He's surrounded by people like Jared Kushner and Jason Miller. He's got 3 campaign managers.
Jared Kushner bailed because he got what he wanted out of Trump, right? What did Jared do when Trump was in office?
Right then, they love to just look at me or look at Trump like we're so crazy and that they're the businessmen. So when I think about all of these things, that
Trump is a businessman,
Jared,
literally, right? Like
somehow doesn't get enough credit for with his work. And what is it? His work in Israel or his work in Palestine? What is this? You know where he made these peace treaties? Where was that? Do you know the facts on this right here? So I'm like...
I think that was between Israel and some of the Arab nations.
I just think it was to make money.
He got the Abraham Accords. Jared Kushner with his best friend, Bibi
said he still likes
Netanyahu,
them?
at 666
maybe he didn't get
Fifth
maybe we don't see him as much? I don't know.
He brokered the Abraham Accords, which opened up investment from the Gulf states into Israel.
What did Netanyahu have to say about it exactly?
Netanyahu loves it, of course, because this
But let's expand on that.
I love Jerry. Hey, this is Ned. Okay.
No, keep going. My point is that it's fair, though, for Trump that it is a political attack to claim that he endorses or represents even the views they claim you hold that you don't hold. So clearly, you can see how the media is using you guys as an attack on Trump.
They're using us to try to put this guy we've never heard of, DeSantis, in office. Like, DeSantis is going to play by the book. The thing about Trump is this guy is one of the best presidents we have. He's top 5 presidents. He's right there with Ronald Reagan. And he was a Wharton grad. He's one of the best businessmen of all time. And the entire time he was the president, the Jewish media attacked him. They were mad because he was actually working for the country. And now they're doing everything, including this meeting, to try to say he's not allowed to meet with. This is InfoWars. Who are you to say who the president can meet with, Netanyahu? Like, I'm not gonna, the Holy Spirit fills me up, and the less sin I have, the less angry I get, you know? So you can't make me angry, but if I was another version of Ye, the Kanye West that you guys know, I would be angry at Netan for even speaking on one of the best presidents, one of our best presidents of all times. Shut the bless up, Netan. This is from Ye. Now you know who I am. Do you know who I am now, Netanyahu? You know who I am now, Jared Kushner? You know who I am, Josh Kushner? Let me tell you something about Softy Josh, right? Marshmallow Josh was at a dinner. I'm at Jared's house, Jared and Ivanka's house.
Jesus.
And
he's just nonstop.
I didn't realize at the dinner that Josh Kushner had 10% of Skims, which was my ex-wife clothing line, which I have 5%.
I had a dinner with Ivanka, Jared, and Josh. And a couple days later, I found out that Josh Kushner had 10% of Skims, which is a line that I had developed with Kim. And I had a lot of issues with the imagery of Skims. I felt like there's a lot of imagery that was overly sexualized and things that I wouldn't want to see my wife and definitely not my daughters doing in the future in order to sell product. But it reaches another level. I said, hey, Josh, what if I had 10% of Karlie Kloss's lingerie, shapewear, swimsuit line, and you have 5% of it, and you didn't know? How would that make you feel?
I mean, I'm sure it's all publicly available filings and shit, right?
Talking to them.
And it's one of the reasons why, even after the attack where Ari Emanuel had all of my deals destroyed, I was still worth $400 million, right? And still had $250 million of cash available, right? So, Josh, I say, what do you think about Jared working for me in 2024? And Josh looks at Jared and says, oh, I would kill him. And so then towards the end of the meeting, I'm leaving their apartment. They do like a soft hug because I think like Jared, as soft as Jared is, he has to hug Josh extra soft so, you know, he doesn't melt like toilet paper. And what I realized afterwards that Josh had 10% of a line that I only had 5%, double, where Skims is an extension of Yeezy. It's an extension of my brand. Literally, I put the creative director from Yeezy at Skims because at first Skims was a lingerie line. And then it was Kris Jenner's idea to make it a shapewear line. And I said, I have the perfect person. Let's take these elements of Yeezy and let's put this here. And then Josh goes in and puts $150 million from some investment firm to then control something that my ex-wife was making for our children.
No, I get it. So you're at this meeting and literally realizing, oh my God, I own this and ran this. This guy's double what I get. You didn't even know he was the owner.
Yeah, and that's what I explained to Jared. I was on text with Jared. I said, what if I had 10% of a line with Ivanka and you didn't know and you only had 5%? I'm sure you...
But what if he learned you own 10% of 666 Park Avenue? He'd be pissed.
Or what if I had 10% of that 800, how big was the deal that he did after he got out of...
So what you're saying is we need reparations from Hollywood. We need the Hollywood elite that have almost all the money. They need reparations to America.
Wait, I want to talk about how Jared did that first deal.
You hear what I'm saying?
With Netan.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, he got billions. And this is something that was covered in the Wall Street Journal. Jared Kushner brokered the Abraham Accords with Netanyahu. And before Trump was even out of office, they were arranging for how Kushner could take a massive fee from...
Okay, but separate from Kushner getting money, I don't like Kushner. He glows in the dark. He's creepy as hell. But I mean, that's a good peace deal to get the Arabs and Jews to quit killing each other. I mean...
But I agree with you to some extent, but don't...
I mean, actually, that's a pretty... I said that's something good Kushner did. I mean, I don't like Kushner, but
he did it for the money.
Well, I mean, we got things done. Yeah.
And I would say...
I'm not defending him. I'm saying, isn't it good to try to get Middle East peace?
Let's ask Nick.
Yeah, Nick, go ahead.
If you want Middle East peace, you have to go to Israel, because Israel is the one who has been bombing Syria. Israel's the one that's...
And they got 200 nuclear weapons. They ain't going nowhere.
Exactly, and that's why they killed JFK and RFK, was because of they were trying to get their WMD program off the ground. Operation Apollo. It was Jack Kennedy that wanted IAEA inspectors looking into it.
No, and that is probably one of the main... That's one of the reasons Kennedy got killed. That was
what we need to say right now, and we're going to bring Ali on in a second, is both my parents were educators, right? And we're here as the educators. That's what's in our heart. When we get the information, we put ourselves at risk to give you the information. There's a lot of teachers, incredibly intelligent people that have been canceled and kicked out of universities for not playing along with the system. So stop looking at us
closing
like
down
celebrities, like we're trying to get media.
Kanye West sub.
We're using our position, putting our finances, putting our personal well-being at risk to say the truth out loud. And I was on the plane with Nick and I said, it feels like we're in Vietnam in the middle of the war with our backs to the wall, holding our guns and saying, you know, Nick, how did you get here? Yay, how did you get here? Well, all the guns are going off and all the media is going off, and say, this is InfoWars, right? So you got some info warriors on both sides of you, and you fought for us. You've been fighting this battle for a long time, Alex, and we just got to salute you as a Christian and as American, because you paved the way to make braver soldiers like us today. It's like Terminator Part 10 happening right now.
What do you think are the dangers with this that could happen in the short term and in the next 2 years? Like, how does this affect the Republicans? How does this affect Trump? Like, I'm really interested in this, and I'm watching it unfold, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Wait, repeat that last thing again.
That I'm watching it unfold, but I don't feel educated enough. Like, dude, I feel like watching you and listening to you makes me like think about things in a way that I never have before, and causes me to sort of create these opinions on things that maybe might differ from yours or be the same as yours. But I feel like I rationalize things in my day-to-day life in general in a better way because of the way that you talk. But so I'm watching this unfold, but I don't really feel like I know what's going to happen. I feel like you're a really educated person.
I mean, I'm pretty educated, but like my biggest strength, I know the limits to my knowledge. Like, I'm not going to be able to predict like how this is all going to turn out. Like, who the like nobody knows how this is going to turn out right now.
You think, well, like, so Trump had to walk back on Fuentes, right? He had to be like, I didn't even know who the guy was, right?
Yeah. Because he probably legitimately didn't. He probably didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to have that dinner with Ye, and it sounds like Ye showed up with a crew. And Trump probably just saw all of them. He's like, oh yeah, you know, because Trump's probably a friendly guy. He's like, yeah, bring them all in, yeah. And then they came in, and then later on he found out what was going on, and he was like, oh well, this.
Oh. You don't think this could like turn into like a major political point? This sort of like just maybe not necessarily the anti-Semitism specifically, but sort of the rhetoric, the overall rhetoric of Fuentes and now apparently Ye. Do you think this could become a major point within the Republican Party?
I have no, I can't even predict. There, you can go find other people that'll try to. I wouldn't even try. I have no idea. The Republican Party is literally off the rails. Even the Republican Party knows the Republican Party's off the rails. Nobody has any idea what direction they're headed in right now. The Republican leadership is trying to guess, but it sounds like they're trying to cut off Trump. But I don't know. I don't know what realistically is going to happen. I don't know if anybody knows what's going to happen.
Okay. I mean, that's like the best answer you could have given, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't even pretend to be able to predict that.